it's time to open your vault. John,
Okay.
what did you bring for us today?
Let me take a look here. Obviously, my dad is very heavy on my mind.
Okay.
This is a photo of my father and I on his 80th birthday, and on my 30th birthday. We were about a week apart on our birthdays, and 50 years apart in our age. And so this was when I was turning 30 and he was turning 80. And so this is a really important picture to me. We did an interview on that day, and every time I pass it, I just hope for the best for him. And he's in New York. He is in a senior living facility, and they're on lockdown. And
how old is he, John?
He's 92.
92.
But I got to tell you, the one thing that this crisis, this pandemic, has sort of shown me, and I hope other people, is that the age doesn't matter. I remember somebody would say, "Oh, my grandfather passed away," and you would say, "How old was he?" in an effort to kind of gauge how sad it should be. And I think in this case, it kind of brings to light, it doesn't matter how old somebody is. In fact, you love people more the longer they live and the more they have to tell as a story and the more they've done. So I think it's sort of thrown this concept of, well, 92. I mean, you just hold on and cherish each and every person who's vulnerable and older as someone just as important as anybody who's in their 20s.
100%. What else did you bring?
I brought, now this, everyone knows that I fell in love with Grateful Dead through a song, Althea, but I also fell in love with the songwriting from another angle. This is the book somebody gave me years ago. This is the collected lyrics of Robert Hunter, who was the lyricist for Grateful Dead. And I remember reading through this book going, these are some of the best lyrics I ever read. And I think it probably inspired me on my last couple records to write like this. So this is actually kind of like what really hooked me on the band's music. So this is my little relic. I want to, this is a fun one. Now, you asked me to do this. I don't tape these out very often. This is my Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album for Continuum. And
did you think you were going to win that night, John?
No.
Who did you think was going to win?
Justin Timberlake.
Really?
Yeah, that was Justin's to win. But it just reminds me of a time in my life where I was having the best time and making the best music, finally learning how to make records the right way. It was just the ultimate moment all around. And so I love it. That's my favorite one.
Anything else, or that's?
Yes. I have some other things I want to show you. This is one of my favorite things, Andy. This is a photograph of me playing at Howard Stern's birthday party.
Yes, I was there. That was amazing.
What year was it? What birthday was it for him? It was a big one.
It was his 60th. It was his 60th. Yeah.
So this is me playing Like a Rolling Stone at Howard's birthday party. Now, I still haven't met Howard, but the most important part is Howard sent me a thank you note. And to this day, it is my favorite thank you note, my favorite correspondence I've ever gotten in my life. Do you think he'd be okay if I read his thank you note?
Yes.
Okay. It's from Howard Stern.
Okay.
John, thank you so much for being at the birthday show. It really meant so much to me having you there. Your performance was incredible and truly set the tone for the rest of the evening. Now, this is the part I love. I loved it, and most of all the fans loved it. I think that's the best thing I've ever read. Most of all the fans loved it. There is no sugarcoating there. It's very honest. Most of my fans loved it. Most people.
No, he's saying he's saying most of all my fans loved it. Or did he say most of my fans loved it?
No, he said most of all the fans loved it, which to me means not everybody loved it, but a large majority of people enjoyed what you did. The honesty in this letter is one of my favorite things because it's true. Most people would write, everybody loved it. And I'd go, but did they? And he says, most everybody loved it. And
I think what he meant to say, most of all, comma, my fans loved it. That's what I think.
Oh.
That's what I think.
You're totally right, Andy. But by the way, this just goes to show you the importance of the comma.
Of a comma.
Because of Howard had written, most of all, comma, the fans loved it. I would have been like, oh, that's great. I'm
Right.
telling you, for, I don't know, 6 years, I have gone on thinking that Howard Stern wrote me that most of all the fans loved it. And I just adored that.
So funny.
Oh, that's funny.